Hi guys, this is Guadalupe Contreras, and this is the continuing of part three. Not continuing, but we're going on part three, and it's going to be about study 5, appropriate pausing. I'm going to put that here. It's appropriate pausing. And as you know from the other, videos that I have, right, made already, now we're using the publication that I'm going to be using in the preview, in the class. I'm doing the preview right now, giving you guys heads up, how it's going to be. But in the class, there's going to be more, more information. And it's going to help you out. And it'll be on Zoom. If you guys want to have me present there, and we'll do it on hands right there. But today I'm going to be speaking about appropriate pausing. What do you need to do when you pause correctly, right? Well, make complete stops at appropriate stages of your delivery. At times you may pause very briefly or simply allow the voice to fade momentarily. The pause is appropriate if it serves a worthwhile purpose. Now, I know you don't have the publication right now, but just hear me out. If you want it right now, just ebook, downloading it, make comments in the, make a comment, in a discussion right there. Put a comment in there, and I'll give you the link. This is the publication here that we're going to use for the class, and then also you could just hear the exercises, and it'll help you out. Okay, so appropriate pausing, that's what it was. That's what it is, right? And why is this important, especially when we stutter? It says proper use of pausing is an important factor in speech that can readily be understood. Pausing also makes important points stand out, because to be understood what you're saying, and then so your point could be, understood. It says that in speech, right, properly placed pauses are important. See, this is true whether you're making a speech on stage or talking to somebody, right? Without pauses, what is said may sound like baffle instead of clear expression of thought. Pauses helps to make clarity to your speech. It also be used in such a way that your main points may be a lasting impression. And if you notice that, again, I'm going to say it again. What is pauses? What to do, right? To learn how to pause. Make complete stops at appropriate stages of your delivery. And then hear this at the end of the sentence, okay? This will really help you on your speech and stuttering if you specialize in this. Look, at times you may pause very briefly or simply allow the voice to fade momentarily. You see? The pause is appropriate if it serves a worth purpose. That right there is controlling, your airflow, fading momentarily, and it's helping people to really understand what you're saying. It helps them to concentrate, and it helps your mechanism, to relax. You see? It speaks about a lot here about punctuation, right? Let's go into the book. I'm reading it, and I'm going to explain it up top, and then we'll get into some exercises, okay? Punctuation has become an important part of written language, so we know that, right? It indicates the relationship of one part of a sentence to another. A person who reads to himself can see the punctuation marks. But when he reads aloud for the benefit of others, his voice must convey the meaning of whatever punctuation appears in the written material. You see what I mean? So pauses and speaking correctly help, to convey what you're talking about, and people understand, they see what you're saying clearly, that, and if you fail to do this, what happens? And this is where stutters, are, they experience this a lot. When you fail to pause correctly, by punctuation, it makes it difficult for others to understand what you read, or may read, in distorting the meaning of the text. Imagine they asked me to read in class, and I did, and everybody was laughing, right? And they couldn't understand, what I was talking about. So the pausing, it will help you out, to stop stuttering, And once you start to understand it, it says that even, check this out, what a famous musician said, right? It says that the way thoughts are expressed within a sentence has a bearing on where pauses are appropriate. The musician said that the notes I handle no better than many pianists, but the pauses between the notes, that is where the art resides. Imagine that. The pauses between the notes. It is similar with speaking, right? Appropriate use of pausing will add beauty and meaning to your well-prepared material. You know that? And then how about, now, say for example, we pause because we change our thoughts. That's what, imagine somebody talking straight on, hey, are you going to school today? Hey, do you remember what happened whenever that I went to college and they were telling me that I wasn't doing the thing right? Hey, tomorrow's Saturday, right? Imagine that. Nah, bro, Nah, see, pauses, change the thoughts. Effective, clear, understood. It means that you change your thoughts of what you're talking about. In fact, the paragraph says that when you are making a transition from one main point to another, a pause can give your audience an opportunity to reflect, to adjust, to recognize the change in direction, and to grasp more clearly the next thought presented. And it says that it is just as important for you to pause when changing from one idea to another as it is for you to slow down when you're turning the corner from one street to another. Ain't it so right? Yeah, that's true. You know what I mean? Imagine that you're going to the store, and you don't stop at the corners, man. What's up with that, right? Bro, you know what's gonna happen with the cops, right? Or you know what, you're gonna kill somebody, man. You know what, you never get to your goal, man. And that's the way it is with reading or talking. If you don't have appropriate pauses, it helps you to change from one idea to the other. And physically, you're going to the store at the corner, you pause, you stop, you continue, the right direction, right? And so it says that for one reason why some speakers rush, or people just talking in general from one idea to the next without pausing, is that they are trying to cover too much material. For some, the habit reflects their everyday speech pattern. Imagine that, wow. Perhaps everyone around them speaks the same manner, but that does not result in effective teaching. If you have something to say that's worthwhile hearing and worth remembering, take the time to pause. That's it, man. And say, for example, what we're saying here is this. You're around, at work, or maybe some friends you hang out with, and they talk a certain way, without proper pausing, and that's why people do it. And if you're a speaker on stage, and if you're talking a lot of points without pausing, is that you're trying to talk about too much at one time, because you only got so many minutes, right? So the point here is this: why pausing ain't effective in our daily life or on stage. One is, on stage he wants to cover too much material. Two, the other one is this, that whoever you associate around with, right, your environment, they talk the way they want, without even proper pausing. That's why we do it, that's all they're saying. And with speech stuttering, right, you learn to forget about it, man. Pausing doesn't matter. You know that what you just want to say it no matter however you want. I ain't lying. I remember I was stuttering and I never paused, Pause and everything. That's what number one thing I'm going to show you about here is about pausing right here, okay? And that's what's going to help you out. Okay, now, so pausing for a change of thought, right? And, how would you do that, pausing for change of thought? Well, what you want to do is just, give attention to the punctuation, what you are reading about, or thinking about. For example, if you're talking, right, on a subject, for change of thought, you want to, say it in a slow manner, and at the end of your sentence of the subject, right, fade away, saying it, slowly, just fade away with it. And that's pausing. Take a breath and then start speaking on another subject. That's pausing for change of thought, man. Okay? That's how you gotta do, man. All right? So if you're stuttering, right, what you need to do is this right here, In the class, we'll get to more of the, the techniques, but this is just a preview, okay? So right here, say for example that, you're talking, you're starting to stammer, stutter, okay, what do? Remember, rubber band, if you've been on the vids, at the beginning, what you understand what the rubber band is, put on a rubber band, if you want to use that, slap your face, lightly, don't, not hard, if not, just, you gotta stop, and then inhale, remember, inhale the air, voice control, right? Not air control. Inhale the air and let it out smoothly. Do the exercise from 1 to 10 if you want. You could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1. If you're going to read, you would say pause for emphasis. A pause for emphasis is often a dramatic one. I'm out of breath. Inhale. Start reading like that slowly, right? And then fading away at the end when you're almost out of breath. Inhale. You got to do this like 28. I used to do this. I ain't lying to you. 50 times, man, till I got it right. Or I didn't stop. I didn't stop till I got it right. That one session, not day. I'm talking about a session, right? And look, if I sound kind of like, harsh, right? I'm not mad at you. It's just being here in New York. That's the way it is here, you guys. This mentality, personality trait. We sound like a trumpet, like, it's because all the noise, all the combustion that we're in. And so what I'm going to try to do is control this, for you, and go into another personality as being more calmer, peaceful, for you like that. But I apologize if I do sound kind of like that. It's just the combustion. We have to sound louder when we speak because that's what we always talking out there, and that's what it is. I never was like this until I moved here, I've been here now almost 10 years already. And it wasn't never sounding like this, trumpet like, but it was because talking out there, because the guys would say, "What? I can't hear you, man. What?" And that's the way it is. You develop that, You develop that. It's all it is. So whenever tourists start coming to us, right, and talking to us, man, they're like, "Oh man, whoa, okay, bro, I'm scared. Just scared talking to this guy. He's mad at me, But that's not what it is. It's just because we've been here. I noticed I've been around the combustion noise too much, and they keep telling me, "I can't hear you, man. Hey, speak up, bro." I go, okay, man. Hey, wait, man. But see, the sort of speech, right, that we use here in New York is that we trumpet out because of the combustion noise. We have to talk over on it most of the time, all the time. All the time. Anyways, on here, right now, what you want to do with your session is that you want to, think about it. How I said, right, with the fluency, right? So that's two, right? One, remember the air control. Two, fluency. You know what I mean? Remember? See, now that's why that you need to go to the intro, the first vid of this. The next one, talks about fluency, right? And then now, what I'm speaking about, speaking about the appropriate pausing, right? You know what I mean? See, now, so what you want to have the fluency, think before, you're going to apply this. And that's what fluency is, okay? And then, so now that's what you have to do for the appropriate pausing. And then for pausing for the chain of thought, right? Remember, what you have to do for the chain of thought, meaning then that, just when you have a thought, you're talking and everything, fade away, and then, just pause for a little bit, silence, and then go on to the next thought. You know what I mean? See, that's how you change your thoughts. That's how you, pause for changing of thoughts. Now, how about pausing for emphasis? You know that? It says that a pause for emphasis is often a dramatic one. That is, one that precedes or follows a statement or a question delivered with a measure of intensity. Such a pause gives the audience appropriate to reflect on what has been just said, right? Creates expectancy for what is to follow. You see? So, in other words, what they're saying right here, what do we do? How do we do it, right? For emphasis. And it decides the appropriate method to use, but keep in mind that pauses for emphasis should be limited, truly significant statements. You see? So say for example, right, pausing for emphasis, right? It says it's a dramatic one. That is one that precedes or follows a statement. You know that? I'm sorry, my phone is just, it's going out of whack right now, okay? See, I'm gonna stop the vid right here and then I'll get back to you. I'm gonna fix it up and see what's wrong.